It's been a very exciting conference and exhibition so far. This morning I have Dr. Chan Wai Mun from VCI Global. Is that correct, right?
Yes.
VCI Global. Thank you so much for joining us today.
My pleasure.
I understand you're the Chief AI and Data Officer, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a fantastic title. I can already
Thank
see that
you.
you're really a smart person to even have that title.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. So thanks so much for joining us today. We've got a bit of an audience here, and we want to kind of understand a little bit about kind of technologies and cities, right? So we see cities now adopting a lot of technology very quickly to make cities better. In your experience, in your field, what have you seen in terms of technology that works? How are cities getting better using technology?
Yeah, I'm going to go about the scale of a smart city and how technology comes in play in the smart city. So I'll go to the community part, how it improved their lives and everything. So for health, you can have this technology, this AI, to scan through your past medical history,
Okay.
or some of your symptoms that you describe on your phone, or some of the photo,
Right.
and it will help you to diagnose your medical conditions, what kind of disease you have.
Right.
And this kind of technology is especially useful for people in the rural areas
Right.
with very limited connectivity to information and so on. And another great thing about smart city is that the informations all are connected.
Okay.
So imagine you have your history, you have the records from your clinics.
Yep.
You also can have your sensors in different areas in your cities, detecting the air quality,
Right.
the water quality, and so on.
Okay.
So eventually, you can have a centralized platform telling people where is the hotspot of disease outbreak, poor
Right.
quality. So the community will have a sense of where they want to take precaution of, and
Right.
the authorities where they want to take action.
Right.
So this is one good way to improve the community's public health.
Right.
And
Okay.
we also see a lot of other fantastic examples. For example, in the traffic,
Yes.
yeah, you know how bad is the traffic in
Yes.
KL.
Yes.
So I can envision that in the future, the traffic system is going to be smart. It's going to adjust to the traffic volume in real time, and it's even going to be cater for the people with special needs, like old people,
Right.
and even for the school zone.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this one eventually will reduce the accidents and people's frustration.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
So a lot of frustration around
A
transport.
lot,
I
yeah.
see. So you see the introduction of these kind of technologies in health and say in transport, kind of improving cities,
Yes.
and making life more livable.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's really interesting. I think already in KL we see a lot of public transport systems, but often we see gaps in the transport, right? You can take an LRT, but it's a certain gap. So I
Yes.
suppose with more intelligence, we can see what are the gaps and how we can fill those gaps. What do you think?
Yes, I think it's definitely a great idea, right?
Yeah.
Imagine you can go to your workplace in faster time, in shorter duration. Why not, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
So, from a VCI angle, what do you see are some of the challenges that cities are facing as they start adopting these technologies? How do cities actually understand it and perhaps adopt it in the proper way?
Right. I'll share about a few of my opinions. So firstly, I feel that because technology, AI, all this, they are coming out too fast, and people have a problem in comprehending them. Like one of the biggest issue is trust.
Yes.
Imagine you have your AI, it is going to control your building, it is going to control your transport, eventually car, and they even have robots to do multiple tasks, right? Like It can be a caretaker. It can do administrative stuff and all these kind of things. But the real issue is, can people really trust it to do so? Because in the end, it all comes down to ethics. Like, is the how who is going to take responsibility is if the AI
There's
has
something
any
wrong.
issue, does
Yeah.
something wrong, and so on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how does that work? How do you we see all these horror movies about science fi and AI
Yes.
gone wrong, right? So obviously there's some fear, some caution. How do you actually build this trust? Is there some formula, or how do you think about that problem?
Yes. But before I go into this, I just want to share a few examples because just want to mention that it is happening in the movie and so on. There is that when everything goes digital, it is improving life. It is very convenient, but there is also a flip side to it. Meaning to say that when you go digital, you actually create this vulnerability that people with bad intention
Yes.
can exploit.
Yeah.
Yes. So I believe what we want to do here is that before we go into AI and all the smart features, we need to think about how to gain trust, how to build security.
Right.
And in this sense, our company, VCI Global, we are trying to put all our effort in building trust for the smart city.
Right.
So we have different infrastructure that provides encryption in terms of your data, in terms of your network, to protect your data throughout this entire life cycle.
Right.
Because if you imagine it, in a smart city, what are the components that you are going to have? Firstly, all the premises, all your buildings, all the businesses are going to be connected together, right? You all are going to share your data and so on. So you need people to actually trust the system to be able to share it. And your infrastructure is going to be solid, it's going to be secure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not just verbal trust, but the trust on the infrastructure itself.
Definitely. So I think the way I'm hearing it from you is that you have so many sources of data in the city. It could be from cars, it could be from
Yes.
buildings, it could be from people, it could be from CCTV cameras. So, the question is, how is all this data secure, right? Or how does the systems that then power your utilities and other systems, how are they secure? And if they're not secure, then it puts the city in great jeopardy, because
Yes.
in some ways it becomes like the lifeline, like the blood supply of the city.
Yes.
Right? And if this it becomes a vulnerability, so it's attacked, then it's a big become a big issue. So how in your view, how does the city manage the cybersecurity? What is their approach?
Yes, so there are a few approach. So government side, they need to have a good compliance rule that is top-down approach. So I'll give one very good initiative. Our government actually pushed out a PDPA rule last year.
Yes.
If you are handling a certain amount of sensitive data, you need to have this data protection officer.
Yes.
So we might see just an individual, but this individual plays an important role because he or she will always know about the latest technology, the latest cyber attacks, and so much more. And he can close the gap between all the businesses to the standards that we want to achieve.
Right.
So this is the compliance side of it. And another side of it is on the technology part. People need to have that awareness, what kind of technology that they want to adopt. For example, we have so many technologies that help to secure your data in the market.
Right.
You have encryption, you have your firewalls,
Yes.
you have different approaches to do so as
Yeah.
well. And soon, I believe there is going to be an auditorial body
Okay.
to come out and tell people what is the steps that they are going to take. Slowly guide the hand of these businesses to achieve zero breaches situation. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're saying it is just like protecting data. You now have to protect your whole city, and they may have to be an audit process to make sure that the city is not vulnerable to cybersecurity attacks.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what we are observing now is that AI is building up. But the way we see it, we are actually relying more and more on AI.
Yes.
And in the end, how are we going to control them? How are we going to watch over them? So there must be an audit body to come out and do this task. And it's not going to be easy. And imagine in the scale of a city, you have so many assets, right? Like you mentioned just now. You have your CCTVs, your buildings, and so much more, your grid, your meters. What you don't want is when cyber attacks becoming a siege attacks. So that is a very, very bad thing to happen. So the government side or this body is going to have an entire asset discovery process.
Okay.
To find out which asset is vulnerable.
Right.
Right, and which asset they want to upgrade in terms of security, in terms of intelligence, protection, and so on.
Yeah, so I can see that the role of technology in cities is going to be becoming more critical, and the cybersecurity aspect is going to be more critical. Do you think local, say city councils or municipal councils or local government, are they ready for this? What do you think are the plans, or what do you think that you advise to them in terms of what's ahead? How do you think they should approach the problem? Let's say you are in a local council.
Yep. Actually, we have a few sharing sessions with them. So I believe what Malaysia is doing now is actually on the right track, because they have been doing a lot of works. They have been visiting different countries to see what kind of status of smart cities they have. Because right now, there is no fixed definition on smart city.
Right.
So it is through observation and standardization that you can learn what will be the best practice of smart city.
Right.
And I believe all these city councils, they have done their fantastic work in studying different smart cities and trying to bring it back to Malaysia, and even try to unite people together, unite different industry, academia people together to bring the best technology out of it.
Right, right. So I hear what you're saying, and I think that it's good. There's been discussions between city councils and companies like yours. So in terms of an actual approach, are you talking about, say, like a hardware approach, or do you then integrate all this information data on a common platform? What are some of the solutions that local councils and state governments should be looking at?
Yep. So I would say on the hardware approach, soon you are going to have a lot of servers, your AI servers, because you are going to have a lot of AI models to be monitoring, to be taking decisions, and so on. So all these servers need to be protected. They need to be encrypted during their computation. You need to find a way to protect your model. Right now, there is a term called model poisoning.
Right.
Meaning that people with bad intention, they are feeding false information into your model and trying to poison your model.
Yes.
So eventually, this model is going to be deployed into your operation.
Yes.
And imagine if this happens, your operation is going to be affected.
Yes.
If it's transportation, it's going to be interrupted.
Yes.
And so much more cases that you can think of.
And it's very hard to find, right? It's very hard to find the problem.
It's very hard to find the problem. That's why we need this kind of professionals and technology to doing so.
Yeah.
Not just protecting, but actually to screen out where is the problem when a problem arises. And another aspect that I come to think about it is that there will always be someone that can outsmart your solution.
Okay.
And in this case, you need to have a backup solution, meaning that in the event of cyber attacks, your operation is down,
What
your
happens?
server is down, how fast are you going to bring it back to the operation?
Yes. How do you bring it back up? Yeah.
So this is called the disaster recovery.
Yes.
So there are a lot of technologies out there, including our company that is providing. So this disaster recovery process is how fast your data or your server system is going to be backed up, recover back to your operation. Yep.
Yeah,
So these are the two aspects that I'm looking at.
Definitely, I can see the the city going down, and then disaster recovery being so essential to bring it back up. I think that's really interesting. I think you've really told us a little bit about how cities should look at not just deploying technology, but making sure the technology they deploy is safe and secure and reliable and can withstand different types of attacks from from parties, or even if it's a natural disaster or other types of things that can affect the city. So as the city becomes more technology dependent, how do we ensure that our cities are resilient and build the cities up? So I think that's really great. Thanks so much, Dr. Chan Wai Mun. I'm really happy to see a company like WCI here at Smart Cities Kuala Lumpur. I hope you enjoy yourself the rest of the day and see a lot of things. And we'll continue the conversation. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much.